It is shrines.
It's going to be shrines. There we go.
Okay, so BTG, pick Infernal Shrines. So we're going to see first pick, first ban going over to the one here. I think we're going to see maybe a little bit of a different style of first bans moving into this one. We will find out very quickly here. Ladies and gentlemen, can BTG, can they do the reverse sweep? Is it the possibility? We'll find out.
The streak has begun. Can it be ended by the one? As this was a BTG map choice, the one, they ban out the Mouth Ale instantly. No hesitation there. I think they want the garage themselves, if that's the case.
It could be, yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh. Nope, retracted. They want the Sonya themselves, so they've banned out the best lane counter to her.
That also makes sense. It could go either way. But considering how this is Infernal Shrines, and a lot of the time your openers, you know, it does focus on the objective itself, I would also agree with you. It lends more to the Sonya over the Garrosh. BTG, what is their ban? You know, we've seen Stukov's, Malfurions, Garroshes, we've seen Medivh, so all of those types of heroes banned out. We've seen Hanzos as well. It all just depends on what BTG don't want their opponents to first pick here. 10 seconds left. They're taking their time. This is a very important ban.
I would really like a support here, because that way you either force the one to pick a support or you get your choice of support, because the one are almost certainly going to pick Sonya. So you're going to get a pretty preferential draft as is this way. Or you're going to force the one to give up those priority heroes, like Garrosh, like Sonya, etc.
Does Sonya get first picked very frequently?
On this map.
Okay. So, could be Garrosh, could be Sonya. What else could it be? Stukov or Hanzo, any of those heroes as well. But honestly, with that Malthael ban, to me, it does look like it could be a Sonya. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, but Garrosh would also be potentially viable, because
Yeah.
obviously percentage damage versus Garrosh is good. So, there are some good options for them here, for the one.
15 seconds left. Again, for the first stages of this draft, very important for both of these teams. Infernal Shrines is the map. So do they focus on the pick potential or the Sonya? And it is the pick. So they are going with Garrosh as their first pick here. But now BTG, a lot of really powerful heroes opened up. I could see a Sonya and a Stukov just immediately locked in here.
Sonya Stukov, Sonya Arthas, Arthas Stukov, not Arthas. What did I say? Arthas. Hanzo.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hanzo Sonya would be good. Hanzo Stukov. Those are the three I think they will pick between.
Those are the big openers for me as well. Alexstrasza, also a support that shows high play on this map, and then Tychus as well, you know, and especially against the Garrosh. So any of those would maybe be a little bit lesser picks in the 1-2, but still, you know, worth mentioning considering the map and considering the first pick of the one. But I would agree with you, and there it is. It's the Sonya and Stukov, so excellent opener for BTG. Very powerful combination for this map.
This does, however, mean that we're going to see the first time of Lucky getting his hands on his Hanzo, most likely, which is a pretty big deal. He is very good on the hero. So they're going to be able to grab that up, and then, once again, they're solo lane that they can kind of just leave until last, because no one's really efficient against Sonya anymore. So I'd say maybe like either a Tychus Hanzo, or maybe even a Junkrat Hanzo. Just double assassins straight away.
Wait, that's a good idea. I think those are all good ideas. You can go Hanzo, yeah, basically exactly what you said, but I would throw an Alexstrasza in here as well, just for good measure. You know, it's just one of those heroes that sometimes you do like to pick up in your 1-3. Wow, Uther though, okay. So Tychus absolutely makes sense, because there's going to be heavy health pools. You got the Sonya, another warrior is going to be coming in, but the Uther, is that saying like you have to ban Genji to BTG?
I think so. They have to ban or pick Genji, or they're going to have a rough time. But once again, the one of the masters of draft mind games. This could absolutely just not be a Genji threat. If they ban out Genji or pick Genji away now, we might end up seeing the one doing something crazy, like banning out Arthas and picking Illidan. Just complete mind gaming you. This is how they work. They play the unexpected, but you should still focus on the primary threat. And right now, the primary threat is Genji. So if BTG don't pick it, I will be very concerned.
So they ban the Leoric. Why? Is it because they want to go Diablo? It's not because they want to Cho'Gall, right? There's no way that would ever happen because you see the Tychus on the other side.
Not on this map, no.
Yeah, didn't think so. It must mean that BTG want either a Stitches or a Diablo. That's what makes most sense to me. Seeing that Leoric ban, or it could just be like, hey, this is really the only other viable solo laner that you would choose, so we're just going to, choke you out on solos.
That'd be pretty decent. Just win your solo lane, why not? That could force the one onto someone like Tyrael, for example, where the entire objective is, I don't know, just hold the solo lane, delay as long as possible, which is still not ideal.
I think you ban... Oh, it totally depends on what the one want to go with here, but to me, this looks like you could ban Johanna, you could ban Diablo. I would definitely look at a warrior here, and there is the Johanna. I actually do really like this ban over the Diablo. Yeah, I think that's smart. Because just the amount of control that BTG would have. You'd have the Sonya, Stukov, and Johanna on the shrine. That's really difficult to play into.
And the fact that the one have banned out Johanna here is starting to lean credence to the fact I think they might go for the one might go for an Illidan here. They're trying to force BTG to show their tank now, so that the one know if they can react appropriately, if not that way.
So do BTG just go with Arthas then instead of Diablo?
I would. Arthas, maybe ETC, maybe? I mean, for starters, Diablo's not terrible against Illidan.
No.
Diablo would just be the safe and standard choice, in my opinion. Stitches would be kind of out the question if you're scared of that particular thing. So I'd say Genji Diablo would be pretty beastly right now as a double pick.
I'm not used to this Illidan being threatened here in the metagame, but BTG, 5 seconds left for their choices. What's it going to be? Are they going to lock in their warrior? And it's the Diablo Cassia. Okay.
Cassia. Okay, so the Cassia is good. That does threaten against the Illidan, but it's not a great hero if it's not an Illidan. So that is the side issue here. So now the one, I mean, Genji suffers against the Diablo anyway, which is why the Diablo is absolutely the perfect choice as the tank. So now men could, in theory, still be playing the Tychus. If not, they can swap the Tychus onto Lucky. So this is why they're so flexible. So it really is, we just need a Hugo hero, and the rest can be completely flexed.
All right. Is it Hanzo and Kerrigan? Does Kerrigan ever get played?
Yeah, several times. It lost, but it has been played.
It could be, yeah, it could be Genji. It could be Hanzo for sure. You've got the double ranged in Hanzo and yeah, and then the solo laner. I personally, I see a Blaze, but I'm trying to think outside the box here. So we will find out.
Perfect Blaze in this region.
Yeah.
Tyrael and Gul'dan coming in here.
Oh, okay.
Very interesting. They forced physical armor and blinds and react with spell damage. Nice little mind game, and BTG loving it. They respond with energy. The strongest woman, bringing it back for a second attempt after it just melted. I think it was RPG or FPT. Well, it would have had to have been one of them, but it melted one of those teams on this map, in fact.
Yeah. This is looking like
it wasn't this map. It was Volskaya.
Oh yeah, it was Volskaya. No, it was both. We saw it on both, didn't we? Am I crazy?
Maybe. No, we've only seen one Volskaya map.
You're right. It was on Shrine.
Yeah, it was Battlefield.
Yeah.
Battlefield. Infernal.
Shrines.
Brain, please. We both fail.
It's okay. But BTG, they have such a defensible comp. They've got the Sonya, who's very good at spinning on the shrines. They've got shields. They've got Cassia. They've got Diablo. All of these heroes that actually work very well on the shrines. But the one's draft just seems kind of odd to me. Yes, they've got the shielding from Tyrael. They've got very low sustain. But what do they do off of the Wrecking Ball combo? Tychus isn't going to be able to kill anyone, I don't think. Gul'dan does quite well on the shrine. But I feel like if he lands a big corruption, it's just going to get shielded. I'm not too sold on the one's draft here. I really do think that BTG had their number here in the hero selection.
It's definitely interesting. I think the one was certainly trying to go for some kind of mind games, trying to force something, and it seems like it's kind of worked. The question is, was it worth it? As we load into the Infernal Shrine. 619 on the Zarya, LLK on Diablo, Druid on Stukov, Dardsing bringing out the Cassia, and Lai on Sonya. They are BTG.
And here we have the one up 2-1. We got Hugo on Tyrael, Lucky on the Gul'dan, Meng playing Tychus, ZJZ on the Uther, and He rounding it all out on the Tychus. Or sorry,
Uther starting off.
Tyrael?
Tyrael, probably. As we start to see the Hammer of the Lightbringer coming in for the Uther here. Very reasonable. You're against the Diablo as long as you don't get in too much trouble. You're going to be able to drop stuns onto Cassia to stop her from moving. You're going to be able to drop more stuns on to the Sonya to stop her from spinning. Speaking of stuns being dropped, LLK in serious trouble, but Stukov once again zoning silence.
Both these teams stepping up, looking at this 5v5, but BTG's draft is very difficult to 5v5 against. You've got the shields from Zarya, you know, Diablo also quite tanky, doesn't have the souls quite yet, but still the sustain healing from Stukov is going to be enough in addition to those shields. So BTG's rotation is very powerful. He watching this rotate, just seeing if he can find anything, but one are going to have some difficulties here. This draft is going to be tough to pull off.
That it will. I'm wondering how... Like you said, I'm still concerned about the lack of follow-up damage, just as you were. I think if they could hold the enemy still long enough, which might mean we see slowing auto attacks from Tyrael, just to mean that they have some kind of follow-up crowd control.
So a little bit of an XP advantage on the side of the one, but likely just a minion or two, actually looking quite even at this point as all of the waves crash in. Both of these teams picking up their Khazra camp. Nobody stepping up looking for the neutral camp bottom, so a very, very even game so far. Top lane, nothing too crazy. Tyrael against the Sonya, so very, very neutral as well.
Is that okay? Continuing to clean out the lanes as quick as he can here. The Lightning Fury build coming in for the Cassia is a little interesting. Also, This is ambitious by He can't do it. Fort slows, absolutely trolling. Interesting attempt, though. I kind of like it.
That was absolutely wild. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. But with the members of the one showing top like this, it basically said to BTG that they are allowed to take the bottom Khazra camp and push in bottom side, likely going to equalize this trade. The one taking top wall, BTG looking at taking bottom wall. So very even trade here. Oh, here comes the dive.
Round two. This time he has minions, but no. Sonya able to back up pretty quickly, pretty easily, in fact, and moves out of danger. Ring of Leech, pretty standard for Cassia here. Nothing out of the ordinary, like the War Traveler or Place of the Whale, anything like that. Uther, the Pursuit of Justice. Extra movement speed, great when you get engaged on by Diablo. This time they're going to get live. This time they're in range. Lovely combo by Garrosh, and Lai will drop. It only took 4 attempts.
Yeah, but the trade kill. Yeah, down onto Gul'dan, 619, taking a lot of damage, but should be okay. LLK now the target for the one. Gets flipped over, and he is going to go down as well. So actually 2 kills going over to the one, but a little bit of the structural advantage for BTG. But we have to keep in mind that this top shrine is the first one of the game, and BTG do not have the tap on their side of the map.
They do not. And in fact, He looking to slow rotations here. We're just going for XP right now for BTG side, looking for that level 7.
Gul'dan rotating down, clearing out this Khazra camp. Likely the one are just trying to find level 7 at this point, because showing one on bottom means that you completely concede topside. And we're going to watch the one just walk out here, unless they're going to get ambitious and just straight up fight a 5v4, but I don't anticipate that.
I think they're trying to force a mistake, force someone out of position for a Garrosh combo, because if they can get that, then they might have the chance of blowing them up and making it into a 4v4, which would be great. Gul'dan's on his way top, which means level 7 is just about to be hit as he's going to clean out mid lane, and that will allow them level 7. Diablo tackles onto He. No percentage damage as of yet. Good silence onto Hugo, keeping him alive. As they move on to 619, they've just topped him up on energy though, but 619 dropping low. Gul'dan is arriving from the side. Good throw by ZJZ, managing to, good throw by He on ZJZ, throwing his Uther onto the Zarya, who was able to get the kill, but the Tyrael dying in exchange. He looking for more. Cassie of a huge explosion onto Meng, who's able to pull back, but now He will certainly fall here, gets zoned out, and the Punisher picked up by BTG.
The trade kill onto Tyrael, it just didn't do enough for the one. They weren't able to get anything out of the trait of Tyrael at this point. So first objective, this Arcane Punisher going over to BTG. Gul'dan actually rotated top for the one slower than I would anticipate. And here comes a combo by LLK, getting that extra range from the shadows, but doesn't find anything. LLK now actually getting chunked out quite heavily, but the silence is there to stop the additional members from the one from advancing in.
Surprise Hugo from over the wall, doing a pretty big chunk of damage to LLK. Hugo, the hugely ambitious chase, he's gonna die, but they get the kill 1 for 1. Now they focus onto Dancing, who gets their shield, turns it round, and also trades 1 for 1. Now they're finally gonna get the kill advantage here by finding Druid.
Fort gone for the one, so they are down quite heavily in structures. Meanwhile, bottom side, all of this XP being lost, and the fort bottom also getting chunked out quite heavily. So Lai likely just picks up this camp, going to rotate mid, I would assume, because pushing up too far bottom could mean certain death with all the members of the one missing off the map. But now Lucky is the one down here getting to clear out this Khazra camp. But BTG, they came up quite far off of that first objective.
Yeah, they were able to get a lot of stuff, some good counter kills by the one, which catched them up in XP a little bit, but overall, BTG came out ahead there and are about to hit level 10 already. Bot 4 is now made out of paper mache. They can rotate down and kill that when they wish. This is looking good for BTG once again, but there's a long way to go before victory is claimed in this game.
Level 10's here for BTG.
Valkyrie.
Yeah, there we go. Got Valkyrie, we've got Wrath for the Sonya, and of course the Flailing Swipe, very common pick in this region. Level 10's also here for the one, everything quite standard, I would have to say.
Well, you saying you wouldn't expect to see a nice little Rain of Vengeance? Not Rain of Vengeance, Rain of Destruction? Yeah, that too unusual.
Rain of Destruction and Decimate, calling it.
That's the one destruction we have. That's the one destruction. The one talent we have not seen, I think, in HGC China, along with Ultralisk, in terms of heroics. I might be wrong. I'm sure there's some I've missed. But either way, we're seeing them continuing to rotate around, looking for their opportunity. Tychus waiting behind He as he looks for a target, gets a stun, tosses Diablo. Diablo gets stunned. Valkyrie pulls in Tychus, who gets cleansed very quickly, backing up. Good move here, but Diablo is not done. Divine Shield and Sack overlapping. Big mistake here, but they still kill off Cassia.
Yep, Cassia ends up going down in that exchange. 619 also quite chunked out, but the Odin is here. The wave is also here for the one, so likely they're just going to sit mid, pick up the wall. So the full mid wall plus a kill going over to the one in what was a fight over nothing. You know, they were just fighting over mid lane dominance. So heroics spent, but the one, they gained some tempo in that exchange.
But they burnt two heroics that shouldn't be burnt at the same time. Divine Shield and Sank both dropped at the exact same time on the exact same hero. It is a mistake, a miscommunication that should be worked on.
Absolutely agree. Heroics spent for BTG. We saw the explosion. We saw the Wrath. We saw Valkyrie as well. Finding that Tychus. Cheeky play there, but not able to capitalize on it. I liked the idea, though.
A good plan, but needs execution here. Next objective in 10 seconds. The one already grabbing their Fallen Shaman camp to meet up with BTG's, which was captured a little bit ago. Gul'dan going to have once again that lucky job of cleaning out that top lane as he putting on pressure.
It's going to be close. BTG's comp is so good at controlling this objective. So the one, they need their heroics. They need a fast fight onto the members of BTG in order to try to, you know, take control over this shrine, or else it's just going to be another objective going over to BTG. And here comes the... Here looking for it. He finds the toss. Here comes the Valkyrie.
Once again, the Divine Shield is off cooldown though as Tychus begins to turn around and shred LFK here. Damage being dropped as ZJZ is taking a huge amount of damage. The fear was good. Sank is beautiful as they push back onto Diablo. He drops an APOC as his last stand as he goes down. A double kill from Dancing though. Easily coming in with the fend. Garrosh in full retreat as Dancing chases him down. Picking up yet another kill. No, doesn't he go in with the fend because behind them, Meng is trying to kill Lai, can't catch him though. And now Meg in full retreat along with Hugo as the Punisher is picked up by BTG.
Second one of the game will be focused mid. Sonya immediately onto top, and here we see it. The one do look for a fast fight. Yes, the Valkyrie kind of just stopped everything from happening, and there's a beautiful silence in amidst all of it, but he got chunked out so far. Meng then uses the Odin to try to turn this fight, but look at LLK. He survives for so long. The Sanctification was huge, but they don't find anything off of it. The swipe to follow up off the Sanctification, and BTG, they find the fight again. Level 14 now here. 13's almost here for the one. Can they get this talent tier? Can they find one of these fast fights that they're so desperately needing?
Virulent reaction as Stukov roots Garrosh, making him take a little bit more damage than he would have liked. Down goes the Punisher. Pretty much everyone gets rooted on the side of the one as it goes down. But they're still alive. They keep the keep alive. The fort, however, was already taken out.
Khazra camp now being the focal point here. We do have Holy Ground, so the one have the ability to steal it. And there we go. Tyrael goes in. They take the camp. This is a huge cluster.
Valkyrie hits nothing thanks to the Divine Shield. The beautiful Horrify. This is an insane fight by the one. Just absolutely one-sided. Energy full on Zarya, but it does nothing. As we see the one getting the double kill with the greatest of ease.
How am I ever going to go back to casting any other region? Like, this is just way too fun. Why are they all team fighting over a Khazra camp? There's no reason to do it aside from the fact that they just assert their dominance, and it's so awesome. I love this style of Heroes of the Storm. The one, they have Tyrael, they have that Holy Ground, we saw it used on the camp, they take it away, they just, the Horrify was beautiful as well, and then they find their fight. That was the fast fight that they needed to get, and they just absolutely blow it out of the water.
Lucky is absolutely carrying this game for his team. His Gul'dan Horrifies have been the saving grace multiple times. So many fights could have gone much worse, and so many fights couldn't have been won if it wasn't for his play on this hero so far. As we see them move down, looking to clean out bot lane, might even go for another Khazra camp, but they need to be careful because Gul'dan is top, whereas all of BTG are grouped up.
Likely just going to be taken by BTG. No reason for the one to contest this camp, especially as you mentioned, Gul'dan already represented top lane. So just the one going to rotate mid, clear this one out. Meanwhile, the pressure will be there for BTG bottom side. So a member of the one will have to go down bottom because this Khazra will eventually be on that keep wall. But before 16s come here for BTG, the one invade their fallen shaman camp. Ooh, and there's the scout.
Can they do it in time? It's getting pretty close because here they come. Moving in very cautiously. Holy Ground is prepared. There it is. Camp secured. Now, can they leave? They don't want to. Valkyrie once again denied by the Divine Shield. Here comes Odin for the turnaround. As we see the Garrosh getting zoned away by the Phoenix Swipe. He chucks in Meg with the into the fray. Flying Meg looking for Druid. Can't get the kill. Diablo onto the backline though. Finds Lucky. That's a huge kill if they can get it. Hehe getting taken out as well. Great splitting of the one by BTG, able to isolate and conquer as they look for the last three surviving members. Diablo from downtown gets killed off, actually. Tyrael down as well. Uther looking to heal off Tychus, but down he goes. We're seeing Druid die to the mercenaries, but he runs away. And that is a full team wipe by BTG.
Over a fallen shaman camp was the fight, ladies and gentlemen, and BTG say, we are not going to give it to you. The Valkyrie, as you said, did get interrupted, but look at the toss in for Meng, and they try to bite off more than they could chew. They actually did quite well. They get the camp, but the one, they keep fighting into it, and BTG, they play the fight quite slow. Sonya spinning, doing a lot of damage, a lot of sustain, and now the members of the one are just caught out too far. Dancing and Lie on the backsides of this fight. There goes the spear, in with the spin. LLK on that backside, yes, ends up going down, but still, you trade out 1 kill for 5, and BTG, they've got everything.
Yeah, I mean, Diablo's death there was obviously kind of sad. They would have preferred to not have it. He got wrecked, but that was a absolutely efficient trade. Oh, this seems familiar. I'm getting deja vu, Mr. Kala. But this time, they're turning it around pretty good. A lovely silence by Stukov as Diablo comes in. Divine Shield is dropped once again. Valkyrie is denied, but Hehe is completely alone and is taking so much damage. Here comes Hugo. Another fantastic Horrify. This will allow Hehe to escape the speed boost from Tyrael. Gets Hehe out of there. Now ZJZ is the one in danger, but he's already backed up. Great disengage Horrify from Lucky.
And that was a lot of heroics used for the one, so they have to be quite cautious here. Here comes the Odin for the D-push. LLK looking for Hugo. Hugo walking away to safety, but Meng is the star here. Can he destroy this Punisher? It's not going to happen. There goes the jump. A lot of trouble. Ooh.
He disengages Diablo at least a little bit. Meng sieging in the damage. Lucky drains back to full health. They managed to drag this up to mid keep so that it didn't hit anything onto the core, and the keep wasn't dead anyway. Finally, though, top keep is down. So now the core is vulnerable and catapults will begin to pile up.
So down 1 keep is the one, but they're not too far away when it comes to XP. So You know, on their way to 19 is BTG taking away the one's fallen Shaman Camp. He looking for the combination, finds it onto Zarya, but the re-engage by LLK, and here comes another huge team fight.
Sanctification is good as they begin to turn it round. The blind from Cassia, though, a fend onto Tychus, picks up the kill as Diablo is dominating Hehe, but Hehe tosses him away like an empty crisp packet. As Hugo turns onto the mercenary camp to try and clean that up, Hehe is just buying time for his team. Maybe he can find a way to juke his way to freedom. He can! They've lost him. He's going to be able to port back, and that's bought time for Tychus to revive.
Lai stepping up by himself, but able to walk away to safety. Nice job by Hehe, stepping into a bush there, getting back to the fountain, healing up here. One dead on the side of the one, but we got to talk about the fact that BTG is well on their way to level 20s. You know, they have the keep advantage, they have the experience advantage, and honestly, it doesn't get any easier. The one's comp, we talked about it during the, you know, before the game even started, the fact that BTG's comp for this map in particular is so tough to deal with. I don't see a way that the one can, you know, win these team fights unless they find an isolated hero, get the 5v1 pick, and then force a 5v4 somewhere.
I really think the Horrify is the ability. That is the one way they're going to be able to win this game, by splitting the team that way. Hehe finds Sonya. There's the isolation. Taunts literally everyone else, but they can't do it. Finally, they're able to get through it. That's a huge deal, killing off the support there as the expulsion zone is used, trying to zone them away as Tychus is killed off in the backline by the crazy damage from Zarya as she's got full stacks on the grenades. Divine Shield onto Hehe as he's having to pull back here. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but look at the health loss of the one. They can't stay here. Valkyrie so close to landing again. They should not even be this far forward right now. The one should be backing up. They turn on to Zarya. There's the sanctification, the last ditch effort for the turnaround, trying to kill 619. They're splitting perfectly here. LLK in huge danger. He will go down eventually to the Tyrael here, as does Zarya, the one with no health, are holding on to this fight as Cassia tries to kite away with the lightning javelin, but will go down. Sonya onto the backline. She's gonna try and take this all by herself, looking for the kills, gets Uther, and will back up as Diablo returns to help.
Holy cow, this is absolutely insane. Level 20s here for BTG. Pressure mounting on the core for the one, so they have to clear top, they have to clear bottom. Lucky using that drain life to just try to clear bottom side. The Khazra pushing in, but the objective has spawned. Yes, it is mid lane, which is, you know, one of the better lanes for it to be in for sure. Members of the one, they have to try to find level 20. They have to clear this, but they have 2 dead at this point. Tyrael up in 5 seconds, but Uther has 30 seconds left on his death timers, 20 just about here for the one. Are they going to force in this 4v5 or 4v3? It looks like they will.
They have a numbers advantage. They get 20. Cooldown killer thing. One thing. There we go. They have 20 finally. And this means they are, for the first time, on even talents in a very long time. They took that last fight. Talents down here as they finally begin to work this down. Garrosh is in even more danger, by the way, from Cassia. The armor ignoring auto attacks at level 20 now are available as the one in to slowly tick their way up. They're still 7 behind, but still looking to try and grab this Punisher. Hehe doesn't land the stun as they begin to move in. Valkyrie doesn't land, but Hehe getting dominated. Divine Shield is good, though. Sank for the follow-up as in comes Gul'dan. Is Horrify already been used? No, it hasn't. There's the Horde! And Zarya gets deleted here. Tigers in owning, kiting, dancing, who turns around with the fend but gets killed off with ease. The big red button takes down another one, but Lai is one man again, trying to hold the line for his team, but he's 1 versus 5. He can't do it, Color. Down goes the Sonya. The core is under attack, but the Punisher is claimed by the one.
They find their team fight, but this game is far from over. The one looking mid lane here. Hehe backing up to stop these catapults, but oh my gosh. Wait, are they just looking to push in for the end? This is 19 minutes in. Look at this Tychus doing so much damage. The group up there. Look at this huge taunt with the Divine Shield. Pulls everyone in. The stuns off of it. Zarya gets feared in. The minus 25 armor from the level 20 talent of Gul'dan was absolutely massive. You mentioned yourself that the one needed to find a absolutely huge Horrify, and they did there. They're gonna end this. They're gonna end this. The Punisher's coming mid.
Dead. I don't know if he has redemption yet. I can't see him. He's hiding behind Tychus. He does. He has redemption. He will be back. He respawns now as they go for the core. The Punisher still on full health. Diablo gets tossed away as the core goes down. And that is it. GG. The one